I'm Mark Adams, and welcome to episode 57 of Marksmess Podcast. We're with my daughters Charlotte and Catherine.
Catherine, Charlotte. Charlotte and Catherine. Catherine, Charlotte.
Charlotte is eating a Christmas sweet at the moment. We are in between Christmas and New Year, but we are going to be talking about geeky things. We're going to be talking about Doctor Who Flux and the episode Panther Quest from the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon. First of all, how was your Christmas, girls?
I thought you were asking them.
Well, honestly, folks, let's ask you, how was your Christmas? That's interesting. Oh, that's so good. Oh, you're welcome. Anyway, Catherine, how was your Christmas?
It was alright.
That's interesting. Oh, that's good. Charlotte?
It was good. Lost my voice. All good.
No, that's good. You two have been, this seems to be every time, you two have been studying really hard over Christmas as well. We had a couple of days off for Christmas and Boxing Day. Yeah. Did you get anything nice and geeky?
I got everything nice.
Everything was nice.
I got Percy Pig slippers, and if you don't know what Percy Pig is, Google it, because it's not an actual pig.
It's not. They're not made of pig.
Well, technically they are. Unless you get the vegan gelatin.
Okay, fair enough.
But there are vegan ones with green ears.
I got some lovely things. I got 100 Years of Marvel Comics, the big book of that. I got Doctor Who Web of Fear, which is really interesting. It's one of the black and white Doctor Who's. There's lost episodes, so they've actually animated them. So there will be an animated Doctor Who. And I got a few other things which were really good. Oh, got the history of the Marvel Universe, which I rather like because it's got half of it is a story, half of it is all the notes, which Resurrections, the Adam Warlock podcast, are actually going through at the moment. So I'm looking forward to reading it along with them. We have also caught up with all the MCU. We have had Disney Plus for the past month or so. So we...
Pigeons.
And we went to see Spider-Man No Way Home, but we're not going to talk about that in this episode. We're going to talk about that next episode. Hopefully we'll get it recorded before you go back to school, but we'll see about that, and we'll talk a wee bit more about the last year of the MCU and how it affected us. This podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about Doctor Who Flux, the last series of Doctor Who, the last of Jodie Whittaker's series of Doctor Who. There's 3 more episodes as we're speaking now. There's a New Year's episode, there's an Easter-ish springtime episode, and then there's the final one in the autumn. But before we talk about Doctor Who, because it's going to be a bit spoilery in case you don't want to know, we are going to be talking about Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and the episode Panther Quest, which introduces the Black Panther. So here's a synopsis I'm taking from Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes.fandom.com. T'Challa, the new Black Panther, meets the Avengers and tells them of that his country has been overrun by man-ape. As the Avengers arrive in Wakanda, not only do they have to help T'Challa reclaim his family's throne and country, but they have also to deal with Claw and the Grim Reaper. While Panther and Cap take on Man-Ape, Iron Man, Wasp and Ant-Man take on Claw, who is mutated into a sound monster. Panther defeats Man-Ape and takes the throne back. Iron Man takes Claw's sonic emitter out of his stomach and kills him. Black Panther then welcomes himself into the Avengers and says he will have to earn their trust. Okay, so that was our episode.
I have a question.
You go on with your question?
If your boy was made of...
Sound,
why was he purple? Why could you see him?
I think it was just to show that he was...
But why purple? How could they see him?
Purple is a villain colour, Catherine.
No, but you know the way he had to go in through his mouth? How would he know where his mouth is? Would he not see the thing?
I think you could see him. I think you can see sound waves... As sound is just a different form of microwaves.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm making this up as good. You're the science one. Uncle Roger was really impressed with your science from the last one.
No, it's not. It's not in the...
Spectrum?
Yeah, it's not in the Spectrum song.
I don't know physics.
What's Spectrum song?
The electromagnetic spectrum song?
Never heard of it. How does it go?
The electromagnetic spectrum is just a name. And then it goes, dun 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 dun. Let me tell you what they are. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared, radiation, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays.
Well done, Charlotte.
Great
Well done.
singing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that was
See,
brilliant. That was brilliant.
I don't even do physics.
I just don't know.
Anyway,
You need to learn that song.
it was purple because they made him purple. Okay, does that satisfy it? Sometimes things just are because they are, because comics.
Iodine turns purple and hexane turns violet, actually. I learned that today.
Okay, okay, great.
Buttercream turns purple if you add purple icing. I just had to add my bit.
So let's go through this. First of all, this is the cartoons that really helped me like Black Panther. I couldn't understand them before, and now I do. How does this compare to your first viewing of Black Panther in the movie?
He's very spyish. He sneaks in and just stands there.
Well, he's a cat.
If he was in the Scooby-Doo cartoons, he would have that sound that goes...
He'd be like hunched over.
So are there any differences between the T'Challa in the movies and the T'Challa that you saw in the cartoon?
He's less diplomatic.
In the cartoon?
Aye.
Why? Because he's just direct with it and goes, I need your help. Well, he had a very specific mission in this one. It was Man-Ape had taken over his kingdom. Well, who was he in the movie?
The Maku boy.
Yeah.
They did say that in this cartoon.
Is it the same name?
Yeah. I think.
Okay. And you got to see the guards, the women with the spears.
Yes.
They were the same. Oh, I forgot. I keep wanting to say Depeche Mode. T'Chari. You've got no clue. Whispering it doesn't help because it's... Anyway, by the time you look that up, we'll be miles away. Do you want to say it as if you didn't have to look it up?
It seems to be a dish.
Okay, T'Chari is a dish. Yeah.
Right, if the vibranium... So you know the way it kind of exploded?
It didn't explode. That's the whole point.
It
would have exploded.
So does that mean that the stuff they use is not direct vibranium?
No.
So like Captain America's shield?
Captain America's shield absorbs vibration in the movies because when Peggy Carter shot it, when he was going, hey, what do you think of this? Bang, bang, bang. Well, it works. The bullets just dropped. They didn't bounce off.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense when he throws it at a wall and it comes back.
Yeah, it defies laws of physics. Yes, Peter Parker told us that. So vibranium absorbs and can redirect vibrations. In fact,
that's not answering my question, to be honest.
Called vibrate.
I think the answer to the question is it does whatever the writer wants it to do.
Fair enough.
And it
But
will...
they did say in the movie, you know the way they transport the vibranium. Shuri did have to create some sort of device to make sure it didn't explode. So there's a connection
maybe it's
there.
an alloy.
It's not an alloy because it's an ore.
Yeah.
Ores aren't alloys.
I know how to extract ores.
So do I. Do you want a as an engineering thing? I was an engineer.
How do you do it then? If it's depending on it's a high grade or a low grade.
Right, this is a podcast about Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
It's about ores.
Daughters, and not ores. Right.
Why are the paddle things called ores then?
Next question.
Great.
Oh wait, that's spelled differently. Never mind.
Yeah.
How do you spell the first one?
ORE, and then the paddle thing's OAR, I think.
What about OGRE?
Oh, that's ogre.
What about OR? OR. Going up against Claw, he's in the movies. How did he die in the movies?
Who is it?
Did he fall?
No, Killmonger shot him.
Who is
I
it?
don't remember that.
He,
The British dude with one arm.
he was in
Grey
Age of Ultron,
hair, beard.
and he was in Black Panther. Died in
The
Black
British
Panther.
one?
Yes.
That's what I
he was
just
South
said.
African.
Wait, what?
He has a British accent.
It was South
okay.
African accent.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Was I not the guy that had to pilot the ship when like the place was being shot at?
What place?
What place?
Was
What
it not
ship?
the guy who was also in like Sherlock or something?
No, that's the guy who interrogated him.
Yeah. Wait.
You know the guy he interrogated?
Oh, yes,
No.
yes. That's a different guy. That's a different character.
He interrogated the bad guy, and then the wall got blown up, and he just went...
I forget what he looks like, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Anyway. I've forgotten what are we talking about now?
Ulysses Claw.
Ulysses Claw. Wars. And in the comic books, I know him from Secret Wars mainly because he was a creature of sound and you could turn him off and he just went bloop
A bit of vacuum.
into his claw, into his sonic disruptor thing. There's also a theme here. Who could they not contact who's an Avenger?
Thor.
Who was also not there? Hulk.
Well, Hulk hasn't been there because that Hulk left, if you remember.
No.
But he'll be back.
You know the Sonic thingy they had?
Yes.
That was pink, so maybe that's why it was purple.
Maybe that's why.
Also, the vibranium twinkled purple, so...
That's true. That's true. Twinkle, twinkle, little vibranium. But there's also a thing, did you notice who was in charge of the Avengers? Who gave all the orders?
Stark.
Stark did. Was he good at it?
No.
No, he was terrible. He was quite arrogant in his whole thing. Oh yes, we can beat the Black Panther. Oh yes, I can fly in whichever way I want because my technology is superior. Oh yes, we can beat the whole army here. And all of it, he couldn't.
Is that not just a general character?
Yeah, it's not so much in the comics I read when I was younger, but it came into it from the movies, this arrogance of Stark.
They didn't bring a chair for T'Challa, he just had to stand the whole... He didn't even sit in the floor.
In the Quinjet. Yeah, how mean was that? Let's build a Quinjet just for 4 people.
Not to wobble or anything.
Where did Thor or Hulk sit originally? What happened to them?
I agree. Yep.
They
No
just got
wonder Hulk
strapped.
left.
Well,
Hulk left because there was no chair.
Thor flew, probably.
Well, Iron Man could fly. Wasp
but that
could
would use
fly.
up his technology. Wasp will get tired there.
Oh yeah, it's a bit
Thor's
far for
hammer
Wasp.
might get... His arm might get tired. You know, he has to stick out the
No,
whole time.
Thor is a Asgardian god.
But
he doesn't get tired.
How long... You know why he spins and just whoosh? How long can it go for? Because eventually you'd have to land and then spin again and...
I don't know. I assume it's...
You just spin it
As
as a
far?
charger and you just spin it as long as you need.
Yeah. If he's
Like those
going
weird
down, he spins it again.
torches. And like...
Yes, it's like rechargeable torches. What else was I going to say? Yes.
Oh yeah, Claw looked very different, or he looked kind of like
He
weaselly.
looked like a monkey.
Yeah. He looks more like he did in the comics.
Monkey man.
A lot of these looks for the characters are straight from the comics.
He looked like a monkey butler.
He looked like a monkey butler.
He did. He looked like a monkey butler.
Okay.
Who was your dude that was with him though?
The Grim
the
Reaper.
sword.
We've seen him before.
I don't remember.
We've seen him in a couple of episodes before.
Was that the one with all the people who were trapped and then Captain America and Bucky had to get them out?
No. He is an agent of Hydra.
Ooh.
So we saw him in the first Iron Man one. He is also Simon Williams, Wonder Man's brother. So we saw him in the last episode. So he's just a bad dude with a big
Cape.
cape, but it's a big spiky thing he's got. A big scythe. There is that tension within the Avengers, right? Ant-Man is just fed up, right? Wasp is just excited to be in an adventure. Stark just ignores everyone. Remember in the last episode, he was talking to Simon Williams, and he wasn't really listening. And Simon Williams stomped off and then became Wonder Man. All Stark had to do was actually listen.
Don't remember that. Was that the guy who went to the roof in the movie?
Which guy?
And then waited for him and he never turned up?
No.
So you know the way you couldn't see Wakanda from the...
From the satellites.
Yeah. How come you could see the Hydra people then? Because were they not in Wakanda?
Because Black Panther put in his special chip.
Yeah.
What special chip?
His
yeah.
his chip that was literally shaped like his face.
No, I understand that. But how can you see them and not the other people?
Because they zoomed in on them.
Yeah.
But if you zoom in everywhere else, does that mean you can see them?
Yes, with Black Panther's
can't-
special chip.
But they were looking for them, so they went straight to them. I'm more interested in the dynamics in the Avengers. Captain America obviously wasn't happy with the orders that Stark was giving, because Stark just made it up as he went along.
I think that Wasp should be.
Hey, she made a brilliant leader in the 80s in the comics. She was fantastic.
Because she seems to be the only one that doesn't have a grudge against something.
True. What about Captain America?
I don't know, he's just a bit bossy.
There's a thing with this Captain America that he keeps on saying, back in my day, he was sitting in the plane, yes, we didn't have planes like this. What we had was science fiction like this. And things like that.
During the war, they didn't have planes.
He seems to have not adjusted well to the age.
Well, this is the 3rd episode after he came back, so I don't know how long it's been.
3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days.
30 years.
And really, all he's got is his motorbike.
I mean, realistically, does he even have a wardrobe, full of clothes? No.
He probably does. Stark probably gave him a credit card.
And he's just like, what is this? You did what?
Oh, that's true. How do you work that?
He's going to use it as a shield.
Because it's hard enough working money in the 21st century.
Why, when I hover it over, does it beep?
So what did you think of this episode as part of the overall story they're building up of the Avengers?
I thought it was pretty good.
It was building up the story of the Avengers.
So where do you think it's going to go?
In Black Panther's bit.
Okay. I mean, last time I said the next one's going to be the best one. It's actually the next one. It's a Hulk is coming back.
I think that the next time Black Panther's going to be with them, but they're not going to let him do anything because he's just some random guy. And yeah.
Well, we got a end of episode sort of intro to the next episode where they were going towards the cube that had been destroyed.
Was it in space?
No, the cube is in the desert, and that's the one all the gamma radiated villains were in, plus the Hulk.
It looked like... Oh, that's where he went.
No, that's not where he went. He wasn't there in the first place.
Oh,
he was escaped from there.
Oh, yes. But it looked like they were in space because it looked like there was a big planet or something in the sky.
That could be the sun.
No, but it was really big.
Okay, but they had the big dome of green, which obviously is a big dome of
gamma
radiation.
I was thinking, your boy Green Lantern, but then I realised it was a completely wrong thing.
Completely wrong universe. I don't know. How are you on this podcast if you think Green Lantern's going to show up in it?
I'm going.
Aye.
My contract's
close the door in the way. I have another mince pie. That'll do you. Right, so out of 10, what would you give the episode?
A 9.
A 9? So you thought it was really good. Out of 10. Okay.
Yeah. About a 6 or 7.
6 or 7. What was...
mediocre.
Right, so next time we will have the Hulk coming back, plus a certain purple archer coming back.
Oh, wait, was that not either he was trying to kill Black Widow or the other way around?
Yeah,
That's a
there's a
long
bit
time
of that. And everyone thinks he's bad now.
I thought she was bad.
It's because she is bad, but she made everyone think he was bad.
Didn't he have, those masks you get for Wayne's where it's like a piece of string and a piece of foam where he has a...
Yeah.
But it looks like a barn owl.
Yes, because it's Hawkeye. It looks like Hawk's eyes.
It's like an owl.
Hawkeye.
Like
Hawkeye.
An owl.
Anyway, that will be the one we do next. We're going to skip off for... we're going to have some leftover Christmas cake and a bit of turkey and some stuffing and some gingerbread houses. And you guys, if you listen to a couple of promos for another couple of great podcasts, we'll be back in a minute with some Doctor Who.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
I think I shall call him Adam.
But return to me again empty-handed, and I will bathe the stowaways in your blood.
Thanks, Dad. Sounds fair.
Korvac's power grows, as does his madness. He would have destroyed us all, had I not pulled us into the Soul Gem.
Then Thanos, I'm coming for you.
After Xandar, you were going to kill my father?
You dare to oppose me?
You see what he has turned me into. You kill him, I will help you destroy 1,000 planets.
It's all right, Adam. We're here to help. Just stay cool. I don't want to be here! Resurrections, an Adam Warlock and Thanos podcast. 5 years and going strong. Every other week. Mostly.
for all of your Adam Warlock, Thanos, or Marvel Cosmic needs. Find it on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, and wherever else podcasts are available. resurrectionsadamwarlock.tumblr.com.
Adam Warlock. You cannot keep leaving your philosophy books open on the floor. I always trip on them in the middle of the night on my way to the can.
A historic moment tonight. The Berlin Wall can no longer contain the East German people.
It is 1989. After 28 years of dividing a city and symbolizing the divide of the Cold War, the Berlin Wall opens up. And from there, everything changes. Fallen Walls, Open Curtains is a podcast miniseries from Pop Culture Affidavit and hosted by me, Tom Panarese. From November 2019 until December 2021, I am going to take a look at the events that took place 30 years ago, beginning with the fall of the Berlin Wall and ending with the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War. Along the way, I will be flashing back to the landmark and not-so-landmark pieces of popular culture that reflected and defined the Cold War. The first episode will drop on November 9th, 2019, and future episodes will be released quarterly at popcultureaffidavit.com and twotruefreaks.com.
It's happening again.
Who are you? I'm the doctor. This is Raz. This is Dan. Why don't I know about this? And who else does?
Very odd.
I can't help feeling that some of this is my fault. Run for your life!
Maybe we should have broke that seal a little bit more gently.
What is that?
Our final fight has begun.
Whoa. Stay away from me.
There's no use being squeamish. We've got the future to save. We don't have any more time.
And we're back. Was it the 13th season of New Who has been...
The 13th with the... Is it the 13th? No,
is it not the 14th?
Is it the 14th? No, it's the 13th.
Is it?
I don't know. The latest season of Doctor Who was an overarching story called The Flux. Now, there haven't been an overarching story since Trial of a Time Lord, maybe with Colin Baker, and before that, Tom Baker's...
I thought there was The Bad Wolf. Was that not an overarching
Well, that was
story?
no, that was a thread that ran through every episode, but it wasn't the main part of the episode.
It didn't continue from the last one.
Okay. There was a key to time with Tom Baker's era in the late 70s, and I just about remember that because I'm so young.
So youthful.
So youthful.
It's a lot
You were
eye
like
cream.
10 in the 80s.
Yeah, I was
10 or...
I was born in 71. I don't think that's a secret
10
considering I did a whole
or 8,
podcast
10
on it.
or 18. Wait, what?
Between... What? 10? What?
Yeah.
Like 1980, what age was I if I was born in 71?
1980, you were 9.
I was 8 at the first half of 1980.
Yeah. 8 to 18, there you go.
Hi, remember this? Okay, 6 episodes dealing with the Doctor against the Flux, which was some sort of destructive force that went across the universe. The episodes were the Halloween Apocalypse, which was shown in the Halloween here. War of the Centaurans, which was in the Crimean War. Once Upon Time, which is the Doctor dealing with Swarm. Village of the Angels, which they're transported to a village in 1967. Survivors of the Flux, which is dealing with Yaz, Dan, and Jericho back in 1904, and an reintroduction of Unit and the Doctor being in between universes and something like that. And then finally the Vanquishers, which 3 Doctors appear in it, and it brings everything to a close. Now, I've got 4 or 5-ish points which are negative, and 4 or 5 which are positive. Let's deal with the negative. Missing plots that fell off. In the first couple of episodes, the TARDIS was bleeding, and then you had the whole thing with the TARDIS doors appearing everywhere. Then it was forgotten about.
I find that really annoying when they do that.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, it was probably done because this was 6 episodes. Because of COVID, it was probably brought down from maybe 10 episodes.
Well, I mean, there are 3 episodes left, so...
Why didn't they adjust the script then on the story?
Because they probably had filmed it all and planned it all before they knew how much they could actually film. The last couple of episodes were very rushed. So all the plot points were squeezed into it. The whole thing with Kate Stewart, the unit woman.
Yeah, why was she there?
Yeah, it was... If you took her bit out, it wouldn't have missed anything.
And also the thing about your woman who was going across with your wee device and your other man, and then there was the robot things that transported people places. What was the point of that?
Right. Bell.
Yeah.
And Vinder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those things were very much missed. So we've got the missing plot points of the TARDIS, Kate Stewart, Belle.
Who's Belle? She's a Northern Irish gal.
She was a Northern Irish gal. There was... What was Swarm? You know, the bad guy with all the bits sticking out.
Aye, and also, what was the other thing?
Time.
What Swarm?
Possibly.
The one that... See, you're even saying what was Swarm, because there was so much in it.
Your evil woman.
Oh, her. Your evil woman, the old woman.
Yeah.
Right, she was, if you remember when they talked about the timeless child.
Yeah.
The woman who found the child who would become the Doctor. That was her.
Was that not the one who, experimented?
Yes.
So she's been in it before?
Yes. Just one episode.
But,
What? It was very rushed.
Yeah, they didn't really... It was more just here, have an idea, have another idea. But we're not going to tell you how these things are related or why they're actually in this. Just have them.
Yeah.
Take it.
I think those are the things that really hurt this as a story. That it was so rushed, so many plot points that they should have just cut out completely. But I understand why they were there in the first place and why... that maybe they couldn't cut it all out. So those are definite negative things that spoiled our enjoyment. It can be, our house was divided into about people who enjoyed it and people who didn't enjoy it.
Or people who watched it and people who didn't watch it.
Well, you, Catherine, you and I enjoyed it. I probably enjoyed it a lot more than you did.
There was one specific episode of
Yeah. Which one was that?
It was one with the Weeping Angels. Yeah.
The Village of the Angels.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Because it kind of reminded me of the 10th Doctor a bit, the way it was laid out.
And that brought Julie and Charlotte here back into it a wee bit more, but they were lost in the second episode, War of the Suntowns.
Yeah, you know your woman that went back in time, what was she there for?
Yeah.
And the other guy, the professor one.
Professor. Well, let's move on to the positives. Because we could go on about these things, and it's probably COVID created these. Now, I've got a funny feeling if you had 10 episodes, some of the episodes would be slow and boring.
Yeah.
Because there would be too much, or not enough plot to fill them all. Anyway, so let's talk about them. The one story, I liked that. I liked it was one continual story throughout the whole thing, because TV has moved on to that.
What is the story?
Story was about the Flux coming and what the Flux was and that type of thing.
What was the Flux?
That's a problem with the compressedness of the last couple of episodes. In the last episode, splitting Doctor Who in three, splitting the Doctor in three worked really well for me. I thought it was a really good plot device and a really good way of drawing all the threads of it together again. There was a richness in the cast. I thought the cast were very good. They played the characters really well.
Aye.
But there was also a richness in the characters. You had Claire was instantly likable.
Yeah, I feel like Belle and Vinder could have had like their own little spin-off.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would have worked better. You didn't really know anything about them or like what they were doing or anything.
Well, let's talk about Fadia Graham, because that perked us all up, because a local girl from Northern Ireland playing a character, hearing this Northern Irish accent. Fantastic. Representation does matter.
I never recognise a Northern Irish accent unless I try to actually say the words myself, and it's like,
That's because you speak so proper, like. and you've got all these threads coming together. Carvanista.
Who?
Carvanista, the dog.
Oh, the dog.
I liked him. Now, the suit was a bit
it was very low budget looking.
Budget.
It looked like Dodge T-Dog.
I feel like we've mentioned this before.
I think we have, because we had to look that up. But it was very good. His character was very good. The whole idea of these Lupins and the idea of these dog aliens, who we've all got one who looks after us, is a bit like our dog. I mean, Scooby would do anything for us. As we all look at him sleeping in the bed, drooling.
It's got to be fuzzy.
But it was a really good idea. Claire was instantly likable, and you wanted to know more.
Which one was Claire?
Claire was the one that disappeared, went back in time.
Was she the one with Bob?
Yes.
Oh.
Bob is not a person, it's a haircut. Vinder was interesting from the start. Who is this guy, this enigmatic Han Solo type character?
We also never got to learn why he was in space.
We did. He was sent there because he stood up against the Grand Serpent, as we found out who he was.
No, but like, what was he doing there?
That was his
job.
Deep
Deep space.
What was he looking for?
Just looking out for...
Basically, he was sitting and watching.
Like an outpost.
Like a prison.
No, an outpost. Looking out for invasions.
But like... Why?
Like a lifeguard at an Olympic swimming contest.
Wait, so this is... So this is...
I get that.
So this is now. It's not in the future. Is it in the future?
No, it's now. It's now, because the Flux happened now. But in space in a different empire. He's not human.
But didn't it happen in the past as well? In the 19-something one? Or 18, I don't know. Like, when that one episode?
No. That wasn't the Flux.
What was it?
Okay, maybe it was. See, it's quite complicated. Jericho was a really good character.
Who's that?
That's the old guy.
The professor?
The professor. He was in the last 3 episodes. Wasn't it? Yes, the last 3 episodes, and he died in the last one, which was sad. Your guy Williamson, Joseph Williamson, the old guy from the 1800s in the tunnels.
Oh, yeah, in the hat.
That was weird.
Yeah, what was...
Well, he's a real historic guy who really dug tunnels underneath Liverpool, and nobody really knew why. A lot of people think it was he was trying to give work to people. He had money, so he gave work to people to dig these tunnels. And you can go and look at these tunnels now.
Maybe he was looking for oil and just missed.
What did you think of Dan?
I thought he was good.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they introduced too many main characters for 6 episodes.
There was an awful lot of them. It was really hard to keep an eye on each of them, especially after the first episode where you had Dan, Cavanesta, Swarm, Claire, Vinder, Williamson, all in it. Dave Bell wasn't in the first episode. But they brought in the whole thing of the timeless child as well. I enjoyed that. That wasn't just a thing from last series. It makes me want to go and rewatch those episodes about that. But also, I think that my favourite thing they did was brought back the Division and the Joe Martin Doctor.
That's the thing. I don't know. What is the Division?
It's some secret organisation that we don't know anything about. And maybe these last 3 episodes will explain that before Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall, the series writer, goes. Are you looking forward to them going?
No, I like Jodie. I just don't really like plots.
The plots.
Like, they're just, I don't know. Also, the villains that are being made up aren't very good. They're not very memorable. Apart from the one teeth guy, I don't know what. Like, he just stole teeth and tuck them to his face.
Is there any word of who's going to be the new Doctor?
There's no word I'm not allowed to say.
It's me.
I'm not allowed to say that I'm the next Doctor yet, but I'll let you know when I'm allowed to say. How bad would it be if I was the next Doctor?
Well, it's going to be either Ginger, because we haven't had a Ginger one.
I haven't had a Northern Irish one either.
Ginger was the high ones, and that's the whole reason. But then they kind of did away with that. Sure, Ginger was like the highest ones of the Time Lords.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was this from?
I don't know. I think so. And that's why the Doctor was never Ginger, because they had to be like some fancy thing.
Okay. Well, he was the Gallifreyan president at a couple of points. So, what did you think of the Joe Martin thing? Is that an interesting plot?
What about her? What was the plot?
The whole a past Doctor she doesn't remember.
That was good.
I've got my theories.
What's your theory?
Well, my theory is it's between the second and third Doctor. Because we never saw that regeneration. Where she has to do stuff for the Time Lords who run the division.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Like, where did they fit all these in? Because then you see most of the regeneration.
No, you don't.
Apart from the War Doctor.
You saw that.
Did you?
Yeah.
From the War Doctor to 9?
Yeah. At the very end of Day of the Doctor. He goes into his TARDIS and starts regeneration. You see the ears, the Eccleston ears.
Ears.
Come out. And but you can, it's made up. You can make up more stories. You can make up more things. It doesn't really matter because it's...
Mickey Mouse owns the TARDIS.
Mickey Mouse. You could have that if you wanted to. What would you want the next series of Doctor Who to be about? After this whole Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker are gone, what would you like it to be?
I like when they go back in time to, like, historical events. Like when they did Your Woman Who Sat on the Bus.
Rosa Parks.
Aye, that was a good one.
Right, so more historical things?
I like the ones like The Waters of Mars. I thought that wasn't like this...
Scary ones.
Yeah, well... Was it? Well, okay.
Well, it was scary.
But, like, it's something that theoretically could actually happen.
What happened in that one?
They went to Mars, and then there was this water disease thing, and then people, like, turned zombie-ish.
Yeah. I also like the ones with Strax and your lizard women. And the other women, I can't remember their names.
Yes.
Madame Vastra.
Madame Vastra.
Yeah, and
Jenny. And Strax. Yep.
Did Jenny not die?
I can't...
Did she?
Did she, though?
I think she did.
Russell T Davies, who's taking over again, so he's coming back. A lot of people are thinking he did the first two, sort of 9 and 10.
Those were, in my opinion, those were the best ones, so I'm excited
I think
this.
11 was the best. But that, I mean, it's all opinion. It's all opinion. But a lot of people are thinking, oh, it's going to go back to that. But it's not, because he's had 10 years of experience doing other things. And I hope it's something completely different. I hope it's something where, I don't know, you get the end of Jodie Whittaker and then there's an explosion. And then the next series is you get 4 people who think they're all the Doctor. And you have to work out who it is. But you also have to work out who these other 3 people are. No, I'm taking that.
That'll be good.
I'm taking that straight from the whole Death of Superman and Funeral for a Friend and the Reign of Superman thing. But that'd be an interesting twist to it. But also, Russell T Davies is the one who started the Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood. So, are there any spin-offs you think there should be?
There should be Luke from the Sarah Jane Adventures.
He did?
No, he should just appear in Doctor Who.
He should, I agree with
that.
As
a random civilian, but then she goes, wait a minute, I recognise you.
Mickey. I think he should have his own.
Mickey, there's a slight problem with that. The actor is kind of out of favour.
Also, about Bell and Vinder, I mentioned that one.
That would be good, yeah.
That would.
Do you know, 2 things I would love them to do, and I know they're not going to. Right? One, a Doctor Who cartoon, which you take any of the Doctors in sort of the same vein of What If, so you can have the first 13 Doctors one episode with an adventure from one of them, but an overall story arc, like one villain who keeps appearing in the end, and maybe have episode 14 as all of them come together, and you can use the voices of the old Doctors, or people can do Big Finish have been doing a lot of that voice stuff. And another one is some sort of series set now that has the companions coming together. Like, you could have it like there's one person, like Ian Chesterton, who was one of the first companions. He could sort of have his Rolodex, and if there's something that needs investigated, he phones 2 ex-companions from 2 different Doctors, and every week it's 2 different people who go off to investigate this. So you could have modern companions and older companions.
I think they should bring K9 back, but like an upgraded version.
What would you upgrade on?
I don't know. I feel like he should hover.
A real dog.
A robo-dog.
I feel like he should hover, like, kind of like, you know the way the Daleks can do that?
Yeah.
I feel like he should be able to do that now.
No, I feel like they should make him look as real. Basically, he would be an AI, but look like a dog, so basically you can have a dog in the program.
So basically you just want a dog?
Yeah. Okay. What if the Doctor regenerated into a dog?
That'd be very cool.
Also, what if they couldn't find the Doctor?
I like that.
And like and they had to find all the old companions to ask if they'd seen the Doctor, because if the Doctor had went back in time to visit them.
That would be so cool. There's a lot of ideas. You could do anything with the Doctor. Russell T, of course, he listens to us all the time.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I can hear your scribbling in your notebook right now.
Which is amazing, because this was recorded well before he started scribbling. So that's Doctor Who Flux. I personally liked it.
It wasn't bad. It was like, some episodes were good and some were meh.
Okay.
I only half watched it.
Yeah, you got bored very quickly with it. A mother just knitted and surfed.
Sipped tea.
Which is okay. That is what TV is about. That's what watching things about. Some people will like it, some people won't like it, and you're allowed to.
I kind of miss the ones where there's like a mystery, like
Are you talking about Scooby-Doo now?
Like, you know that one, I can't remember, I think it was the 12th Doctor and Clara, and then they went to, it was this one with Santa in it, and they had to figure out, when they were
Christmas?
actually not dreaming.
With the star face things.
Yeah. Right. That is it for this time. Thank you very much for listening. If you would like to contact us, you can on email at
mymarksmess@gmail.com,
on Twitter,
at Markesmess Podcast without the T,
and on Facebook.
Marksmess Podcast.
And you can talk to us about Doctor Who. You can talk to us about Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or anything else. Next time we're going to be talking about the MCU and a new episode of Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. A double episode where the Hulk and Hawkeye
What do we
appear.
do after this?
What?
What do we do after this? Is there a season 2?
This is season 2. This isn't the end of it. This is only mid-season. This is going to take us years to get through.
How many episodes is there?
Well, loads. A lot. I mean, the box set is up there, and we're just going to be doing the end of the first... Well, no, the 8 DVDs. We're just at the end of the second DVD. I know. It could be my grandchildren will be finishing this with me. Right, so listen, thank you very much for listening, and may you have a happy new year, and we'll talk to you then. Bye.
I don't think this is going to be out before New Year.
Bye.
Listen, Charlotte just challenged me. Just say goodbye.
2 days.
Goodbye.
Electromagnetic spectrum is just a name of a range of radiation. Let me tell you what they are. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared radiation, visible light, ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays.